Welcome to the Viewing Center's Game of Thrones podcast. I'm joined by a very good friend of mine who I know is like a Game of Thrones nerd. His name is Precious. Precious, how are you doing?
I am fine.
I think for a while now I've noticed your commentary and all on Game of Thrones, so I think it will be fun to start the Game of Thrones recap episode with you. So first of all, I would like to know in general, what did you think about episode 2?
Wow, episode 2. I think I'll call episode 2 like the calm before the storm. You get like it was just like this quiet episode where we got to see all our favorite characters and even the ones we didn't like in one place, and everybody just got to like appreciate the whole fact of being alive, going through the trials of season 1 down to 7, and it was really memorable and it was emotional. It was touching.
I think I also share your point of view because I feel most of these as we saw in episode 2, I think it will be at least a good will be. I'll say dying. A good number of them we might not see them by the end of episode 3 next.
Exactly.
So it was kind of the calm before the storm. So let's get into like key points or key things that really happened in the episode. Let's start with Jon Snow and Daenerys Targaryen. We saw this like tension between both of them, coming from the fact that Jon Snow found out about his true heritage or lineage at the end of episode 1, and we saw he was kind of battling whether to tell Daenerys or not to tell her, and he ended up telling her towards the end of the episode. So, what do you think about that situation between the both of them?
I felt the timing for Jon Snow was so wrong. Like he told her at the end of episode, close to the end of episode, the episode 2. And after telling her, they didn't even have time to like speak on it or discuss it more. And then the war just started. Like he had enough time to tell her before that moment, and he told her like the moment was Jon Snow has a wrong timing for telling things.
I think it's kind of the same thing that happened with like when Daenerys was talking with Sansa in the episode, and she got cut short when I think that was when Theon came in and they cut Sansa's when it was getting hot, when Sansa was asking her what about the North, and the cut short. Is exactly the same thing that happened. We were getting to the sweet part where they need to decide what's going to happen between.
Exactly. And to me, Jon Snow could have withheld that information just till right now they don't even know if they're going to live enough to have the 7 kingdom to claim.
Exactly. And one thing that I did find funny was like Daenerys saying something like, when she asked Jon Snow, how do you know about this? How do you get to know your Aegon Targaryen? And he was saying, I was told by Sam and I was told by Bran. It was kind of sketchy to me because she asked him, you're told by your brother, and you're told by your brother, which is kind of sketchy. If I come to you and tell you something like that, and my only proof is that it's these 2 people that are so close to me that told me this information, I think it will be like sketchy that that's not possible. You might be lying to me or they might be lying to you.
And did you see the look on her face? At first, it takes time for something like this to sink in. First, you think about the love you're about to lose, and then the next minute it hits on you like the 7 kingdoms, like what you've worked for your whole life, the only goal you've known for your whole life, it's going away. And now now that in a way this love is no longer, it's not right anymore. Something that you want is not right, and the next thing you can only think about is what you fall back to, which is the 7 kingdoms she should have had to fall back from, like a birthright, a throne, something else to hold on to. And then you're telling me now that we're not just only performing and having incest now, but at the same time, my birthright, my throne is going to be stripped from me. Like it was like a pep talk, and it was a horrible pep talk because she's about to go to war, and that's like, it's no. It just stabilized her, I guess.
Yeah. Do you think Jon Snow wants that Iron Throne, or do you think he will be like, okay,
I feel
a legit claim, but I would give it to you?
I feel Jon Snow doesn't want it. Jon Snow has always been the one not too much for power or titles, but somehow he just keeps on landing onto his lap and he's just getting one from one little one to higher one. It tosses one out and a greater one comes. Like, seriously, title follows him everywhere. But I feel Jon doesn't really want it.
Yeah.
But Jon is someone who rises up to the occasion. If he needs to take the throne for a greater good, he will do it. And we've seen Jon is someone that can definitely sacrifice his own personal happiness for the greater good of others.
Yeah.
So I feel if it comes to a point where Daenerys is seen to be unfit for the throne, and he gets proof or an evidence of that it's not going to be for the greater good, he will definitely rise up to the occasion of taking it, even if it's going to hurt him and hurt her and hurt everybody in the process.
Yeah,
but presently, I don't think he wants it.
Yeah, I do hope both of them get to see the end of the season, because I think maybe one of them is going to not make it when episode 6 is all over. But I do feel that they might be able to make it past episode 3 when the real battle starts next episode. So speaking about people that really rose to the occasion, let's talk about Arya and Gendry. And Arya finally got. It was a scene that I wasn't ready for, as in emotionally, physically, visually. What do you think about Arya and Gendry?
Oh, wait, from episode 1, I started suspecting like Arya could actually like Gendry, but I didn't know she would like take it all the way. That's the thing about death. Like this one night day, there's nothing guaranteed. Everything's uncertain.
Exactly.
And Arya is one who always says, she stares at the face of death and says, not today, not today. But then she doesn't know if tomorrow is not actually going to be that today for her dying. And then she gets, to me, I feel she spent the night, she out of everyone, spent her night real well.
by getting some D. But I feel that I don't know. I think after the whole procedure, after the whole sex and everything, I think they went back to her, and when Gendry was sleeping and she was like awake, and she had this look on her face that maybe, let me just say it, she had this look like on her face like maybe the sex was not impressive enough or something. It was just like, I don't know how to explain. It was just like, okay, or maybe I'm just reading into her like face reactions, because she also asked Gendry that how many people have you been with, and it was like 3. Maybe she was not impressed with the whole. Maybe she did. I was like, okay, this is what they are.
Oh no way! Have you seen him beating those weapons?
Yeah,
she was definitely impressed. So I don't think it was the sex part that was the problem. It was more like I feel it was probably after getting to know something, I realized this is probably going to be your first and your last, and then you're there's more to lose.
Yeah.
Like you get to see life in a different perspective, and like, okay, now this is not going to be happening if I die. Maybe, but I don't think it was from any of Gendry's purse or anything like that.
Yeah, yesterday night there was this hike, like in Arya Stark, her real name is Macy Williams, and there was this hike in searching Macy Williams' age on Google. Like a lot of people, like there was this hike in Google search. Everybody was like, after the whole sex, and I know it was awkward.
Yes.
We watched her grow. I think started the show as a 12-year-old. So we watched her. So I think most of us think about her like she's this little child. So most were like, how old is Macy Williams? And well, I found he said, okay, you want to say something?
Yes, and if you notice, during the sex scene, they made sure they didn't really zoom in on things like they would do in other characters.
Yeah.
Did you notice?
Yeah,
it was
more
blurry. It was kind of blurry, like blood, and they didn't really get to show lots of things you get.
Yeah. And I think she was wearing a bodysuit where it kind of enhances your like figures and everything. So she the main thing, it just is like a bodysuit that represents uh, what do you think about Daenerys forgiving Jaime Lannister? Because me, I don't know if I'll be like so forgiving. Like there's this theme that goes around. Is it Daenerys now and Sansa and all of them? Someone hurts you badly or someone kills you or this, and they just talk about it and they just forgive the person immediately. I don't think, will you be as forgiving if someone kills you? No matter how terrible your father was, will you be as quickly to forgive the person?
I think forgiveness, the word forgiveness is stretching it a bit, no, more than a bit far. Because, I don't really think she forgave him. There's this word, a necessary evil.
Yeah.
You let something stay because you see a greater good for that thing or a greater purpose for that thing. Yeah. And now, presently, Jaime is more used to them alive than dead. Quite frankly, killing Jaime would do nothing to help their cause. And there's a bigger problem. I think they all have their eyes on a greater good or a greater goal.
Yeah.
I don't think Daenerys is satisfied or was happy with Jon Snow not backing her up.
Yeah. I think, I also think, I think it's because of she's now in ninth. So Brienne of Tarth, which we'll get to towards the podcast, it's like because Brienne of Tarth could vouch for him. That's why they just, okay, we can let him go and just forgive him and let's move forward with the main event. This is just a small issue for now, I guess.
And in a way, they backed her to, she would look somehow like a tyrant if she goes against the fact that, two other leaders just said it's okay to pardon him, and then you, being the queen and everything, just says kill him.
Yeah.
Are you getting? And it's a delicate time. Nobody wants to stir up a war, or you need to keep the insides like calm. You can't be fighting inside wars and fighting the Night King at the same time. You need to be more settled. Yeah. I think so. She let it go. But I don't think if she were to add one more backup, that was Jon or Sansa, she would have let him
go. We saw when they were strategizing for the Night King's arrival, Theon volunteered to and I don't know whether that is, because I want to hear your opinion about it. I don't know whether it's the right decision, because this Theon Greyjoy, who, when faced with adversities, he had run away. He has always been running away. When he met, after he did his whole bad villain stuff, and he started trying to be good, and he started trying to, he was on the path of redemption, to say. Whenever he's faced with a real challenge, like when he was faced with Ramsay and when he was faced with even his uncle, Euron, we saw that he was so he acted cowardly and threw himself into the river. So him defending Bran Stark, I don't know whether it's the right decision for them.
I don't. I was so shocked. I was expecting someone like Arya to like rise up to the occasion and probably defend him, but I guess she has other. Everyone leaving Theon alone with Bran Stark, like it doesn't go well. It doesn't sit well with me. I, for one, felt his rescue scene of his sister was kind of very lazy. No,
they're trying to rush. They're trying to rush through the storyline, I guess. But yeah, so I think he'll be one of the first people to die, in my opinion.
Wow, I think people like that, they tend to last longer.
I think he has
not necessarily because of their skills, but sometimes they are just lucky and they get more chances than others. It's just how things work with them.
And the plan to use Bran as bait for the Night King, do you think the Night King is that? I think it's too obvious for the Night King to fall into that trap of they want to use Bran as bait. I think he might do something different.
There's this saying that if you notice in movies, when you watch movies, baits usually work more for villains using bait against the superheroes, not the other way around.
Yeah.
So there's a very slim chance it's going to work out. I feel the plan is definitely going to backfire.
But what's
it's going to come for Bran. The Night King is going to come for Bran, but I don't think it will be the way they anticipate it.
Yeah, exactly the way they anticipate the plan. I don't think the plan that they've set in motion will actually work, but it's definitely going to come for him.
Yes.
What I think they mentioned in the episode about using dragon fire on the Night King. At this point, nobody knows what can kill him except from he himself. Nobody knows what can really kill him. Do you think like the dragon fire might work on him?
That's for now. It will definitely be a speculation till we actually see it work. We don't know. It's a 50-50. It could not. But I doubt it would. To me, I doubt it would. I think it would take more than Dragonfire to kill the Night King.
Yeah.
If Dragonfire kills the Night King, to me, it would be lazy writing. I wouldn't want it.
No Game of Thrones writers. They, I think they are trying as much as possible for it to be so hard to predict what's going to happen. That's why I'm of the belief that the Night King might not. I think he will definitely die this season, but I don't think he might die in this next episode as many people think it's going to happen.
The battle is going to be in episode 3, but I don't think. Yes, I agree with you. I don't think he's gonna die in that episode
because I think it's too obvious.
It should be too obvious, and the kill has to be unexpected.
Yeah.
And it should go with a sacrifice.
Do you have any sort of sacrifice in mind?
Like someone important, someone we love.
Yeah, someone important from the show. Yes.
Yeah, it shouldn't. If he dies and it's all a happy story, I wouldn't want it to end happy. I'm not being a villain right now, but I wouldn't want it to end happy. I would want it to end in a way we get what we want, but we sacrificed a lot, and then when we look back, it was worth it, but it was painful.
Yeah. Let's talk about a happy moment now. Since you don't want it to be happy, I want to force it. I want to force to talk about something happy. Brienne of Tarth was finally made a knight. How did you see the whole scene in particular? And
oh my God, I think God fans have been going crazy over that scene. It's so symbolic because in history, Game of Thrones and any other history you can think about, women, they are not knighted. They are not made knights.
Yeah.
So Jaime doing that, it was like she achieved everything she wanted to.
Yeah.
You know, most times when we can gain something we set our mind to gain, we tend to use defense mechanism of I didn't really want to be a knight or stuff like that.
Yes.
But she really wanted it. Did you see the look, the way she was staring at Jaime?
Yeah.
After he did it, like it was just so emotional. Like it was just so emotional. You could see the whole look over her face, the gratitude, and then there were just so many emotions. There was respect, there was gratitude, there was love, there was
some people say it was touching. Some people say that she's that was like the happiest we'll see in Brienne now, because she's obviously going to die in the next episode. Like she has achieved everything she wanted in her life, and she's happy now. So obviously this next episode, she's commanding the left wing. She's probably going to die now. So do you share that kind of view?
I don't feel she'll die. I feel Jaime may die for her.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think she was one of the deciding factors that Jaime was able to actually leave Cersei.
Yeah.
I think he would go to any length to protect her. So if she dies, definitely Jaime goes with her. I feel so.
What do you think about the whole? There was this whole flirting going on with Jaime and the Giants win. He was so. I think both of them are trying to do outdo each other for Brian's affection, because they saw Giants been saying, okay, if he was a king, he will knight Brian 10 times and over. And Jaime was like, you don't need a king to do that. I can do this for you.
I feel someone was just being crazy. Like his flirting was just so obvious. Like when he was drinking the wine and everybody was like, Did you see when he was drinking?
Yeah, exactly. I think that was just unnecessary.
So unnecessary. That's when you say the guy goes extra to prove his point. Story about him being breastfed by giants.
Oh my god!
A giant was just so unnecessary.
I think he's one of the people that makes the series very funny in terms of he brings some kind of like it makes everything in a lighter mode. Most people are kind of very serious. Jon Snow is serious. Daenerys is serious. Cersei is serious with her own evil plan. So there are those few people that make you kind of laugh and take you away from the world of okay, a war is about to happen.
Anybody that can flirt that badly would definitely make you laugh.
I think I should get some flirting tips from him.
No. His flirting tips are retarded.
Oh my god.
It's borderline between being cute and being creepy.
Let's talk about Podrick and his singing. There was this talk before leading to always in Game of Thrones that Podrick I think his real name is Daniel or something. He has a very good singing voice and we finally heard it in this episode. And it was kind of nice to see to listen to his music and like we went through characters of Sansa talking to Theon and we were seeing where each character was as he was singing. He was singing. So what did you feel about the whole scene?
Yeah. I felt, I think the writers knew they needed a song for that moment, that to capture that last calm, that last quiet, that last moment of peace before everything turns upheaval. So I felt it was beautiful, and the song was related to both. It could, I think everyone could relate to the song, the whole or losing of something, and it was just, I felt it was a fighting song, you get.
There was this I said there was this talk about dumb decisions, like Tyrion always making dumb decisions recently, and I feel another dumb decision that maybe you might disagree with me is this because they mentioned it a lot during the episode, is people staying in the crypts. There was this talk of everyone is staying should stay in the crypts. That's the little children, the women, and all should stay in the crypts when this whole war is happening. And why I find it a little bit dumb, in my opinion, is that the Night King, his number one superhero skill is raising people up from the dead. And in those crypts, people are being buried there. So imagine him raising people up from the dead to fight in his war. Those people are going to be automatically dead, or I don't know, maybe I'm saying it from the wrong point of view.
No, you definitely aren't. That crypt has a significant meaning in the war and everything. I feel people in the crypt will definitely get to fight a war on their own, aside the war going outside. You get?
Yeah.
It's just a way of keeping them inside the story while there's an outside story. Exactly. So they're in the loop, or you can still understand what they're going through in there. I think
okay, go on.
Okay, and I think a few people will get to prove themselves more worthy in their skills or other aspects inside the crypt, not just the warriors we know about, but at least the book smart ones.
Yeah, because they mentioned it a lot, so I just wanted to bring it up. Let's go into like predictions now. Obviously, there's going to be death. There's going to be lots of death. In my opinion, I think there's going to be at least 3 or 4 characters living next episode. We saw Grey Worm and Missandei. I think they've already planned their honeymoon. I don't know who plans honeymoon when they're about to die. they're talking about is it moving to Abuja? Where they plan on moving to? So, which character do you think is going to be the first to kick the bucket next episode? Major character from the ones we saw.
I don't think the Hunt is going to make it.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to make it. I definitely know Jamie is not going to make it.
So you're predicting that Jamie also dies on next episode too. Or not probably.
I don't know if he'll die next episode, but I know Jamie shouldn't make it.
But so for the next episode, who do you see really going down?
Theon.
I don't think Theon should be going anywhere soon. I think the Brienne of Tarth, Brienne might go down. I think Grey Worm too might be gone. I also agree with you. The Hound might be gone, and what's the name of is that of the fire guy now? The guy with this fire sword that the Lord of Light has brought back countless of times. I'm losing his name now in my head. I think
that was with the Hunt at the end of the show.
Yeah.
But I keep forgetting his name. Well, I think he's going to die too because it's part of the Hunt gang of people. They are, they are going to like make us lose people we aren't so attached to.
Yeah, as first, yeah.
Then they'll walk it to people we really care about. But for that, I think anyone goes. I think aside Jon and Daenerys, and the next season, anyone goes.
Are you part of the crew that I know? Because I go on Twitter, there are lots of people always praying for Arya. I cover Arya with the blood of Jesus, all those kind of stuff. Are you part of?
Arya can't die. Arya is she's a starlet on her own. Like okay, let me explain. There is Game of Thrones fans now. There's the whole God fans. There's the Jon Snow fans. There's the Daenerys fan. There's the Arya fan. And quite frankly, I think Arya feels to. I don't think there's anyone who watches Game of Thrones that isn't an Arya fan. Yeah,
that's true.
So no one in their right mind, according to me, definitely, what Arya did. Daenerys, maybe people have mixed feelings about Daenerys.
Yeah,
like, she has this tendency to overreach sometimes, to like want to prove herself, and in a moment of difficulties, she doesn't necessarily have clarity with decision making. That's why Tyrion is good for her.
Yeah, but also Tyrion has made a lot of mistakes recently, so I think he needs to step his game up.
Tyrion's mistakes are quite due to isolation. Based on Tyrion has been away from the major plane of this Game of Thrones for a while now.
Yeah.
Sansa, on the other hand, is quite in it. She has lived in it, grown in it, learned every single step she could learn in it.
Yeah.
So I think Tyrion just needs time. And I feel there's going to be something else Tyrion has to play, another role. Him asking Bran to tell him the story of how he became a true High Reverend. I think there's going to be something else that was going to play along the line for that.
Yeah, for that question, really, I think it's really an important question. He wants to learn his history so he can make decisions based on that.
That is his superpower. Every other person has one power or the other, but for Tyrion, his brain and his ability to understand things and know exactly the right questions to ask makes him different from others.
All right, Precious, thanks for joining me on the podcast today. I do hope you don't lose your favorite characters next week. I think both of us will be crying together. I'll be crying on your behalf also.
Oh, it was nice having me. Thank you for having me.
All right, I'll get to catch up with you on the next episode. So we'll get to see what happens with the war.
Yeah, we come with the most anticipated episode ever.
I'll talk to you next time. Take care of yourself.